Well, she was just 17. You know what I mean. And the way she looked was way beyond compare. So how could I dance with another? Oh, and I saw her standing there.
Good day, everyone, and welcome to the Daily Sweep. I'm your host, Anthony Longhair Leclair, and I'm joined by my fabulous co-host, the marvelous Marla the Mouse McHardy.
What's up, everybody?
And we have a question for you. Did you know that on this day, in 1964, the Beatles made their second live appearance on The Ed Sullivan Show, exactly 1 week after the first?
I did not know that.
Well, now you know. Yeah, and it was in front of an audience of 3,500 people at the Deauville Hotel in Miami Beach.
I can't imagine you would hear much at that concert over all this people going, ah, like, just screams.
Mm-hmm.
Like, see, I feel like it would be interesting to go to an early Beatles concert, but also I don't think I would want to, just because of the amount of screaming girls would give me a migraine.
I mean, it might be slightly different because it's at the Ed Sullivan Show, so... I mean, it might be a little more tame.
Yeah.
Just because you have to be a part of the... I mean, it's a big audience, but you still have to, like, get into the audience. And it's not like them getting off the plane and people swooning and dropping and ambulances having to show up and shit. But yeah, so they performed She Loves You, This Boy, All My Lovin'. And I saw her standing there, which is the bookend of this daily sweep. Mm-hmm. And From Me to You, and I Want to Hold Your Hand. So, short but sweet set.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Full of hits.
Yep, pretty much. So, that was on this day in 1964. However, on this day in 2020, I have a question for you.
What's your question for me?
And for the audience. What are your thoughts on house concerts?
I think, personally, I think it's a great idea. I'm absolutely all for that whole setup because it's nice to be able to, like, go somewhere and hang out and have food and have drink and, like, sit on a couch and watch a concert. Like, the concept of that to me sounds wonderful. And, like, it's just a really nice, like, intimate, like, small setting. Like, there's something to be said for large venues, and I do enjoy going to big venues, but, like, at the same time, it's, like, it really brings you closer to that artist. Like, I saw, like, it wasn't really a house concert per se, but it was there's a place in Gravenhurst called Peter's Players, and it's like I think it's under 100 people. It's like a 90-seat venue or whatever. So, like, it's pretty dang intimate in terms of how big venues go. But I saw Joel Plaskett there, and it was awesome. Because it was like, I'm just sitting on, like, a comfy bench, and this guy basically renovated his garage into this, like, really small venue and gets really good artists to come and play. So that's, like, I guess the closest thing that I've experienced to, like, going to a house concert. Mm-hmm. But I love it. I think it's so great. Yeah,
well, that's good. I'm glad that you like it, since today is the inaugural event of Live at the 105.
Woo!
Which is essentially a house concert done out of my apartment. Mm-hmm. So, featuring Esther Pennell today. So, if you are in the North Bay area, there's limited seating. It seats about 10 to 15, not 100.
Yeah.
Very intimate house concert. Do check out the event on Facebook, link in the description, of course, and see if there are spots left. And if there are, drop us a line and come on by.
Come see our favorite Banjo-Kazooie friend.
That's right. Yeah, Esther's a great folk musician who plays, as you say, banjo and kazoo. She also plays guitar and whatever, but I mean, her main feature seems to be the banjo and the kazoo. She's hilarious, and she loves adding comedy to her music. So if you want to learn about her music and her story, feel free to ask her questions. Again, it's a very intimate audience, so it's just going to be her telling stories about the music that she's playing and engaging with the audience. And we'll pass the hat around, and because you should support. I mean, the event is free, but I mean, if you can be, we ask that you be a little generous and support the local artistry. And, yeah. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, would you like to know my thoughts on house concerts?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think they're great.
Yeah.
Mainly, I mean, I don't think they're great because I'm having one. I'm having one because I think they're great. Mm-hmm. But yeah, there is something to be said about, it's like Heartstock, right? It's a garage, and people get up and just play music all day. And then at the end of the night, it's a jam night. Like, that'd be fun to do here. We have jam nights here, but it'd be fun to have, like, a whole day booked. Like, this wouldn't be the place for it, but it'd be pretty cool. But yeah, so every Sunday from 3 to 5, we will be having live music at the 105. Mm-hmm. So
come on down.
That's going to be my slogan for it. It's shitty that I have to rhyme 5 with 5, but, you know, whatever.
It's okay. You're just pulling a Lenny Kravitz.
Yeah. Well,
I want to fly like a butterfly.
I thought it was a dragonfly.
Is it dragonfly? Okay, I'm totally screwing up the lyrics. Anyways, come on down to live at the 105 from 3 to 5. Mm-hmm. Do a hand jive.
That was us doing a hand jive. Obviously, the audio is kind of shit to know if we're doing it right. But anyway, yeah, I think house concerts are great. I think it's a great way to engage the community with musicians if the community gives a flying fuck. And the more people who come out, hopefully, based on the artist, the more people will talk about it and be interested in it. And hopefully that'll push some, you know, greater interest into the community, knowing that they can just sit there and talk to the musician and get a sense of what's going on. Or, you know, like people who are just starting out even can kind of get an idea of how someone who's been in it for a bit goes through their day, like how they write their music or where they do their gigs or how they set up for a gig or whatever, or how they go about learning music and all that fun stuff. And then for the music lover, you know, it's cool just to learn the process of an artist in that way. So yeah, I think it's a very interesting sort of setup, and I don't think enough people do it. I think it's more common out east. But that being said, kitchen parties are also more common out east.
Yeah. And
I'm sure a lot of like house concert features, like what we're doing today, end up being kitchen parties, essentially.
Pretty much, yeah.
But either way, I think it's a great way to just share music and get people interested in, I guess, an underground sort of way. It's at low cost, and obviously we still hope that people support the artist, because, you know, they're not going out and buying drinks and food at a bar and catching some live music. They're coming to listen to stories and songs and learn about the artist, and then, I mean, they can bring their own booze and food if they want, whatever, but hopefully from what they've learned, they've decided there's some monetary value to that, because, you know, the artist needs to make a living fucking somehow.
Yeah, fair enough.
But either way, do come out to Live at the 105 today. Let us know what you think about house concerts. If you're in the North Bay area and you think they're a good thing, then you should come out to the Live at the 105. We will be posting our next artist sometime this week. By Wednesday anyway, at the latest. And yeah, we'll see. It's always going to be varied music. Today's, you know, folk, bluegrassy, country vibe. Mm-hmm. I guess like heavier leaning on the folk, but I mean, it is a banjo, so you're still going to get the vibe of bluegrass and country. And comedy with her, which is great. And then some of the other artists that we have in play, there's some hip-hop stuff we're looking at, and some 90s alt stuff we're looking at. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so it should be a fun mix.
Should be pretty great.
Yeah, so that is your daily sweep for the day, and we'll be back tomorrow to sweep something else out from underneath the proverbial rug.
We'll see you guys later.
Oh, and by the way, just while we're on it, on Valentine's Day, our friend Leanna Chapman released a new single, which you should check out. And we will be doing a single sweep episode about that this week. So If you want to just check out Leanna Chapman online, do that. It's pretty easy. You just type in Leanna Chapman. Easy.
Pretty straightforward.
Yeah. And if you need some therapy, just go see her. Because that's
the name of the song.
Yeah. So, but anyway, so we'll be reviewing that song this week. So check that out. And now it's over. Now we're done.
All right. See you guys later.
Well, she looked at me, and I could see that before too long